Okay, when you think about workplace danger, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably something like heavy machinery, right? Or maybe working way up high on a skyscraper. But what if I told you that the biggest threats to workers today are often completely invisible? We're going to dive into the world of these hidden hazards and meet the incredible heroes who protect us from them.
For most of history, the dangers at work were, well, brutally obvious. You could see the spinning blade, you could hear the old scaffolding creak, you could feel the intense heat from a furnace. You didn't need a safety manual to know those things were risky. They were right there in your face.
But here's the thing. The way we work has totally changed, and so have the dangers. Yesterday, the big fear was that unguarded saw blade. Today's hazards are way more subtle, almost sneaky. We're talking about microscopic particles you breathe in without even realizing it, or the silent creep of a chemical vapor, or even just the slow, grinding strain on your body from a poorly designed desk. These dangers don't crash or bang. They just build up, quietly, over months, years, even decades.
And the cost of not paying attention to these invisible threats? It is astronomical. Just in 2022, the total cost of work injuries in the US hit $167 billion. And that's not just some abstract number on a report. That's a massive economic weight, made up of lost wages, medical bills, and a huge drag on productivity.
It gets even more real when you drill down to the human cost. The estimated financial impact of a single workplace death is nearly $1.4 million. A number that big really shows you just how incredibly important prevention is.
And you can see from this chart from the National Safety Council, this isn't just a company problem or an insurance problem. The costs ripple out and affect everybody, the whole nation, employers, and of course, workers and their families. It is a massive societal issue. So who stands in the gap? Who protects us from these invisible threats? Well, let's meet the hazard heroes, the guardians against the unseen.
They're called industrial hygienists, and you can pretty much think of them as part scientist, part detective. Their whole job is to use science to find, figure out, and fix workplace hazards. They're literally trained to see the things we can't and to manage the risks we don't even know exist.
And this isn't some new profession that just popped up. This fight has been going on for centuries. It's like a giant puzzle that people have been slowly piecing together. I mean, it goes all the way back to Hippocrates noticing miners getting sick from lead in the 4th century BC. Then you had Pliny the Elder creating a basic face mask, but the real game changer came in 1700 from Bernardo Ramazzini. He was the one who said, hey, we have to study the workplace itself. That idea was revolutionary, and it was championed here in the US by the amazing Dr. Alice Hamilton, who proved the solid link between toxic stuff at work and people getting sick.
Okay, so how do these modern-day heroes actually get the job done? It's definitely not guesswork. It's all about a methodical, scientific process, a systematic approach to keeping people safe.
This is their playbook, and it's built on 4 key pillars. First, they anticipate. They look at new materials or new ways of doing things and try to figure out what could go wrong before it even starts. Then they recognize the dangers that are already there. Next, they evaluate the risk. This is where they break out the fancy equipment to measure exactly how much of a bad thing people are being exposed to. And finally, and most importantly, they control the hazard to protect everyone. It's a constant, proactive cycle.
So what are they actually looking for? Well, the hazards usually fall into 4 main buckets. You've got chemical hazards, like fumes from solvents. There are physical hazards, like dangerously loud noise. Then you have biological hazards, think mold or viruses. And finally, ergonomic hazards, which is all about the strain on your body from doing things in an awkward way or using poorly designed tools.
So once a hazard is found, what's next? You have to control it. And to do that, hygienists use this really powerful strategy called the hierarchy of defense.
Now pay close attention to this, because the order here is everything, and it's probably the opposite of what you'd expect. Most of us think safety starts with a hard hat or a mask, right? But look, personal protective equipment, PPE, is at the very bottom. It's the absolute last resort. Why? Because the most effective thing you can do is just get rid of the hazard completely. That's elimination. If you can't do that, you substitute it with something safer. After that, you use engineering to put a barrier between people and the hazard. Then use administrative controls to change how people work. Only after all that has been tried do you reach for the protective gear.
Let's make this real with a super common example: noise. A good engineering control would be to build a soundproof box around that loud machine. An administrative control might be rotating workers through that area, so no one person gets blasted with noise all day. And then, as the very last line of defense, you provide earplugs. See how each layer adds more protection?
You know, all of this isn't just about doing the right thing for people, which it is, of course. It's also about doing the smart thing for the business. Because at the end of the day, safety is just plain good business. The payoff is huge.
And the benefits go way beyond just saving money on injuries. A really strong safety program becomes a launchpad for success. It boosts productivity, employee morale goes up, your company's reputation gets better. It can even spark innovation because people start finding smarter and safer ways to get the job done.
This quote really just sums it all up perfectly. Putting a priority on environmental, health, and safety, or EHS, isn't a cost. It's a critical business advantage that actually helps you grow. It's that simple. Safety is good for business.
So you see, the work of these hazard heroes is never really over. As our world keeps changing, as we invent new materials and new technologies, new hidden dangers are always going to pop up. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. What unseen danger will a hero find next?